Have at it. Let me guess the first question. Go ahead.
What do you think it is? What do you think the first question would be?
Go ahead.
Down, Devontae, AJ, Lane, Guy.
I was hoping it was this.
What's that?
I was hoping it was exactly this. No, I'm serious. Yeah.
Final drive, how'd you guys do?
Resilient team, resilient men on this team. Last week was rough. Last week is something that our guys, had to pick ourselves up off the mat, and every one of them did. And you get better from your work, and you get better from your experiences. And sometimes losing, you grow a little bit more from that. Not that you want to do it, but you grow a little bit more from that. And these guys got better this week. And when we talk about adversity, handling adversity, we talk about having the right mindset. You can have a victim mindset, which I think the world wants you to have, or look at the negatives, which essentially the world wants you to have, or you can have a purpose mindset. And a purpose mindset is knowing that through bad things that happen, that if you let it, you'll get better. The other thing there is controlling, that we talk about is controlling what you can control. We can't control what anyone thinks of us. We can't control what anyone says about us. All we can control is our daily work, and they did that. And when you do that, you're going to be an example to somebody else. And our guys did that, like from Jalen to Brandon Graham to Jalen Carter to Grant Calcaterra to Quinyon to Slay. All those guys just showed how they handle adversity, and adversity it happens in life all the time, over and over and over again. You're going to have small losses in between in every single game, whether it's an interception, whether it's a fumble, whether it's me going for it in a fourth down scenario and we don't get it. You got to overcome those things, and I'm so proud of those guys that they did that. It just showed such a resilience and a team, right? A team plays together. A team has each other's back. I can't tell you how many times Saquon and Jordan, Mailata, and Chauncey came up to me as like, man, we got your back. We got your back, coach. I mean, this is a hard place to play. This is a hard place to win. Shoot, last time I was here, I think Drew Brees, the ball touched the ground one time. I think he was like 29 to 30. Y'all can do the stats. We ran out of here. That's a really good defense, and that's a good quarterback. That's a really good head coach and defensive mind in Dennis Allen. And so to come in here and to get a win like that is special. And we'll remember this. That brings a team closer together. Everybody, I know my dad's going to text me, hey, make sure that we win by a little bit more. I only got, you make it pretty nervous. It make me nervous, but when you win like that, man, it's special, and we're going to remember this one. And we're going to remember it on the way home. But then we're going to move on. But just a special team win today.
Nick, what does it say about a team? All the turnovers, blocked punt, whether you think it was a mistake or not a mistake when going for it. What does it say about the resilience, and I think you touched on it a little bit, of this football team?
Yeah, again, just to overcome, like, we know this is not sustainable. We said this after the Green Bay game. This is not sustainable. We got to take the ball away, and we did in a critical scenario, but we still lost the turnover battle. And so this is not sustainable to do it that way. We got to take care of the ball. We got to get the ball away from them. But, again, the resiliency, the defense played unbelievable. We played on that's a good offensive line. We played on their side of the line of scrimmage an awful lot. Jalen Carter played his butt off. Jordan Davis played his butt off when everybody has been doubting them all week. Well, what are we doing? Why are we drafting these guys? I've heard it all. I've heard everything. I try not to listen, but I got to come talk to the media 5 times a week, so you hear it all. And they responded because they didn't care about what anybody thought of them. And then when they weren't riding with them when we were losing, they ain't going to ride with us when we win. And so we heard it all. We heard everything, and they heard it, and they responded. And all you can do is control yourself. You're always going to have people saying different things about you. And they went out there, and they worked their ass off. I'm going to get emotional. They worked their ass off all week. Vic Fangio put them in a great spot all week. Clint Hurt put them in a great spot all week with the way he drilled them and the way he was on all week. and they went out and responded, and they did it. My son's baseball coach always says that when they make a mistake in baseball, he's a really good coach, Coach Dan. He's like, so what? Now what? Like, if they make a mistake in baseball, so what? Now what? And that's what they did. So what? We made a mistake. We got to get over it. Now what?
You mentioned the defense, the turnaround, and being on them this week. What did you notice throughout the week that showed up today, and why people like Jordan Davis and Jalen Hurts?
Yeah, just again, same thing. Like, it's just you always have to have the right mindset going into it, and it's just about the growth mindset. Sometimes this ball bounces weird. We saw a field goal get hit the upright and then bounce in, right? So sometimes you can't control this ball, and the way it bounces, all you control is your response. And their response all week, and their mindset was all week was a purpose mindset, and that's what I'm talking about. The way we were getting scooped out of outside zone last week, they had a response. We either could continue to let that happen to us or respond. Respond by putting them in this positions to potentially make a play, and then them playing their right technique. I told you all last week, no matter what's called, this is about playing on their side of the line of scrimmage and striking the defender and then tackling. That's what they did. But sometimes, and you don't want to lose, you never want to lose, but sometimes you get better from those losses. And we know that teams will come back to our game last week and say, but I know what they watched our game last week, they're going to watch this week too and see us playing on their side of the line of scrimmage an awful lot. And so that's what I'm talking about. I didn't see Zach Bond get cut today. Why? Because he worked his ass off to do it, right? And I didn't see Jalen Carter getting scooped on the backside. Well, we saw him in the backfield a lot, right? That's what I'm talking about with this response. That's what I'm talking about with this response is just having the right mindset. Like I could talk about this all day long and about this mindset that you have after adversity happens to you. I mean, that is life. And these guys learn good lessons. Like, I'm taking so much joy in not only teaching them lessons of football, but also lessons of life. And they taught themselves that today, and just how to respond when it goes bad in your life.
On 3rd and 16, what was the game that play?
Sorry?
On 3rd and 16, they passed the guy who was seeing that.
Yeah, shoot. That was the one he took all the way down. Yeah, man. Yeah, without giving too many secrets, maybe I'll do it. I'll talk to you guys. Maybe I'll talk to you, Zach, off the record at one point. But I saw a great throw by Jalen in the midst of, chaos. Gosh, that place is loud. This place is so loud. I'm glad we'll get ready for the crowd noise in Tampa, but holy smokes, this place is loud. But I saw Jalen completely operate in chaos. That was two things we talked about was like we got to be able to be physical in this game because that's a physical football team, and we got to have poise because it's going to be loud. And Jalen operated in chaos. The offensive line had good protection. Dallas ran a good route. I know y'all can look at it. There was some help from some other guys in that particular case with the guys how they ran into each other on that one. A couple things that we teach in that scenario that they executed perfectly. And then Dallas just went. I mean, he just turned it on and went. How many yards did he have? 170. I mean, you tell me. I don't know how many tight ends. That's a lot for a tight end, and he's an explosive player. Jalen put shallow routes like that are so critical that the ball's out in front of him, so he can have a ball to run with. So I don't want that to be overlook. Like if Jalen puts that here and he has to slow down at all, the guys get to react and come back and make that play. The pursuit comes, but Jalen put it here. From what I saw, again, I'm seeing it, and then Dallas could just go. Like it was a perfectly great call by Kellen, and perfectly executed call by the guys. And then, and just so anyone's wondering, Kellen on that 4th and 1 at the end of the half, I called that, not Kellen. So I called that play at the end of the half. Kellen did not. I called it.
Why?
That's what I thought was best for the football team at that particular case. That was my decision. I did it. It didn't work, and we'll get better. I'll get better from it. That's a play I thought was working in the best situation in that particular case, and it didn't work. And that's not on Kellen. That's not on the players. I put them in a bad spot, and I made that call.
Have you made a call? Have you made an offensive play call?
Come on, man. Yeah.
Is 3 games enough to be having increased concern about ball security with Jalen?
you got to understand there's a lot that goes into an interception. It's not all that meets the eyes. Like, we'll talk about the fumble, and let me talk about the interception first. But the interception has a lot of moving parts, and I'm not, if the guys don't do, like, I just want everyone to know, like, if the product on the field is not, like, if we make a mistake, a player makes a mistake, it's not on that player. It's always on me and me first. Nobody else. It's on me first, because I was taught early in this game by my dad that if you coach it, if you're not coaching it, all right, and something happens on that field, that's your responsibility. That's nobody else's responsibility. That's being a man, and that's taking that's what being a man's about, right? Taking responsibility for that you're in charge of, and that's my responsibility. So first and foremost, the interception's on me, and then there's other plays to it. Now on the fumble, we got to get two hands on the football, and Jalen will learn from that, right? And we'll have a good response from that. And it's nice when you're able to win and get out of it, but we got to take care of the ball better. There's no doubt. The running backs are doing a really good job of taking care of that football, and it just takes one, though, every once in a while, one hand on the ball. If you got one hand on the ball and anyone touches your arm, it's tough. It's going to come out. So you got to get two hands on the ball, and that he'll be the first one to tell you that. But shoot, he played his butt off today. I got Jalen Hurts is a winner. He's a winner. He wins, right? What you tell me when he hasn't won, he's a winner, right? And man, I'm proud of him. I can't say enough good things about his response. Like, he has the same look on his face the entire game. Now he's getting excited, and I love that about him. That he's getting excited, but he knows it's the sum of all the plays that says who you are, not just one play that everyone's going to talk about. It's not just one play. It's the sum of all plays. And he's the quarterback, and this guy is a freaking winner. He won at Alabama. He won at Oklahoma. He's been he's been winning here over and over and over and over. And you know what? We're the Philadelphia Eagles, so we understand we're going to get criticism. But this dude's a freaking winner. Jalen Hurts is a winner, and he won today.
All right, last one, folks. We got
Yeah, I don't know yet. I haven't got with the guys yet. I just hope he was able to get up on his own. But Devontae Smith, man, he's one of the toughest dudes I know. He is one of the toughest dudes I know, and I'll get an update on how he's doing. Obviously, he didn't come back in the game, but if he would have been able to, he would have, because Devontae Smith is tough. And man, when one of your best players has that much physical and mental toughness, that's contagious. You find yourself as a head coach of everything you talk about, connection, accountability, toughness, and detail. And the toughness that was played on that field today against a tough team. And Devontae Smith, man, he is a warrior. He is tough. He puts his body on the line. These guys put their bodies on the line, play in and play out, and he is one guy that does that all the time. I hope he's okay. He got up on his own, and we'll see. I'll get some information here as we see. But man, he's a warrior and he's tough.
All right, thanks, guys. Dallas.